So, you think you might like a hot rod? Here's the place you need to check out. Thanks for watching. My name's Mark from Let's Go Car Cruising. We're up here today in Pittsfield, New Hampshire at Traditional Rod and Custom. We're going to check it out. We're going to talk to some folks. We're going to meet Eli English and his family. Stay tuned. At the end, we're going to do a promo for his event, the Pinetree Jamboree, because you're not going to want to miss that either. Thanks again for watching. Let's get to it. Let's go inside. So snow in New England, especially up in New Hampshire, is a real thing. I got some stuff going on outside here and a little roadster pickup. Isn't that cool? Got a flathead on it. Flathead in it. And I'll take a walk inside and see what's going on. We've got the quintessential classic 32 Ford Highboy Roadster. This one looks like it's about done. Might be in here for some service work or to be just finished up, but that's cool. Definitely a bucket list type of car. Gotta have one. Some of the show cars, trucks, accolades on the wall. What a place. So a little bit of the old school fab shop, an old school Chrysler Airflow toy. Some shears, some bead rollers, planishing hammer, and the English wheel over there. They make it all. Neat little shop truck. Traditional Speed and Custom. Kind of packed in here a little tight. We'll take a look at it. A little Ford. Cool truck. All right, folks, we're here with Eli English, and Eli is the proprietor of Traditional Speed and Custom.
Yep.
And thanks again for having an open house.
Thanks for coming.
New England guys, car guys, it's kind of a depressing winter season, and it's good to get out and at least see cars and talk about cars and see the cool stuff going on here. So tell me a little bit about the shop, Eli.
So we started about 12 years ago on my own doing hot rods. I worked for a hot rod shop before and decided I really kind of want to do my own thing and really went down the traditional rabbit hole with builds. So all the cars are super traditional. Not to say that some other stuff doesn't mix in here and there to pay the bills, but for the most part we specialize in period correct early 30s to 50s hot rods.
Okay.
And we do everything from start to finish, including mechanical, wiring, complete metal fabrication, paint work, body work, whatever you need, we can do it.
Okay.
And we specialize in predominantly Fords, only because that's what's more popular.
Right.
But there's other cars, Chevys find their way in here too, and anything in between. We've worked on some really oddball stuff, and just anything that is cool and neat, and kind of interests me too as well. It's part of
that helps.
It's part of the passion. Yeah.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about the two that we got in front of us here.
Well, these two Model A's, both are owned by younger gentlemen. The one on the left is a Hemi-powered car.
All right, let's go take a look at it. Yep. If we can make our way towards it.
There, So the engine in this one is a 291 DeSoto. The body on this one was a really, really nice body. We did a bunch of cool little custom touches, like we finished the roof off so that it was more smooth. Did a bunch of, it's channeled over the frame a little bit. It's on a 32 frame. And just kind of, it's a real traditional 50 style hot rod.
Okay. Is this one going to end up in paint?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, both these cars will be complete full painted show cars when we're done with them.
Okay.
This one's been here just shy of 2 years at the moment. And it takes a while to do them. We kind of take our time. We also work on multiple projects plus mechanical in between.
Sure.
The builds they kind of feel in between when we have a mechanical job we're waiting on parts. It gives us something to fall back on and work on. We always build the car with the understanding is there's no real timeline on it. We do the best we can to keep it, efficient. But at the end of the day, we're building a piece of artwork, so it takes what it takes. And
right.
And we we work our way through it. So, and then we have a couple, have a couple of them going on usually at all times.
So in this one here is.
Yep, this one's a Y-block powered car. Both these cars are 1930s, but they're both very, very different in style. This one is channeled very heavy. It's also got a 4-inch roof top on it as opposed to a 3. The frame's been stretched on this one. You can tell it's actually a lot lower overall if you look at two cars side by side.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's just a whole different take on a Model A coupe. With the
different grill shell.
Yeah, the grill's a 1937 Ford truck that I narrowed. I took 3 inches out of the middle of it, welded it back together again. It's got 1936 Ford headlights on it. The frame is a Bowling Brothers. They build a really nice product. So it actually has a 4-link suspension in it with a 9-inch rear. It isn't automatic, so it looks real traditional. But underneath it, it's a very drivable. You can take it down the road and drive it anywhere you want. So that's one big thing about what I do here is I want everyone's car to be reliable and usable.
Sure.
So that's a big part of it. All my own cars are, and I feel, show cars sometimes are great, but I'd rather see a car the customer can enjoy for what it is as a car, as opposed to just sitting in a field somewhere and looking at it. So,
well, congratulations! What a great shop,
Thank you.
And again, thanks for having us up here.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this one up there, and check out the crowd. A good crowd here. I'm just gonna enjoy looking around. Colonial sign, Coca-Cola, oil cans, pedal cars, and cool Model T race car. Got a banger Model A, looks like, in it. Traditional, speed, and custom. Really cool collection. Thanks to Eli and his family for having an open house today and inviting us all up here. So I imagine this collection took a little bit of time to put together. Texaco, and signs, and gas pumps, and Coca-Cola machines, and some really cool hot rods. A little bit historic car here. Got some old pictures of it back in the day, and a big poster board to read. So I'm going to take a few minutes to read that, but just enjoying the car. And next to it, another Model A custom Roadster. Just build them the way you like them and have fun. The Hinman Roadster, sometimes they come back. Okay, so historic car. The stories are even better. The stories are where it's at. Oh, it's packed behind, but here's the dragster that they built the motor, put it in, and raced it last year at the Pinetree Jamboree. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it because they did it on Sunday and I didn't go Sunday, but hopefully we'll see it run next time. So we're here with Lisa English, Eli's lovely wife, and we're on a walk up to take a tour and her tell me about her hot rod, and she says, well, this one's mine too, so tell me about this one, Lisa.
So this, and I say mine, but it's ours. It's the family's 57 Chevy station wagon, and this was a car that we got from a friend of ours. And when we purchased it, it sat. It's so funny, right? When I think about all my cars, they sit for long periods of time before they get touched. And
yeah, the mechanics' cars is always the last ones to get worked on, right?
That's the truest
shop stuff comes first. Got to pay the bills.
Yes, exactly. So this one sat. If you have a picture, it was green, and through peeling and getting underneath it, Eli realized that its original color was a salmon color.
Okay.
But I'm not really a pink girl, so I was kind of like, no. So this car, gosh, I keep trying to think how long ago it was. So we took it out, we got it together. Eli did his magic. It's the best way to describe that.
Yeah.
And it was it was yellow and black. So we had the coolest yellow and black wagon forever.
To match the house.
And yeah, and it's so funny because so many people are like, "Oh my God, that wagon's yours?" Talking with Eli, I would see it everywhere. Well, it's because our boys would hop in it and drive around and became like the party wagon, which was totally cool. But we told them, no matter where you go, you cannot hide because somebody will always know you. So it wasn't until about a year and a half ago. We had a little fender bender, and with that fender bender came a little incentive to give it a little pick me up. So we decided, let's go pink. And it's not really called pink. So.
Right.
But it's funny because I told the boys, and whenever they're driving, they have to, when people ask them or comment on their cool car, they have to say something, and that phrase is, "It's my mom's." And I have no problem. I love being the passenger, I really do, and it's just as much fun and rewarding for me as it is driving it. But many hours and drives in this, and we just love it. So we're very thankful somebody was on our side, and Eli was able to give it some upgrades. So we did the interior together and everything, so it's very classy now, but that also makes me afraid of parking it.
Oh God, because there are some real zipper heads out there.
It's coming from its winter hibernation, so it is in no way, but the biggest thing for us is they have to be drivable. We don't want a show car. It 1000% has to be drivable.
Right,
so,
yeah.
And there's
That's
many hours in this one. And then
all right, well, let's go take a look at the one inside.
Here,
all right, Lisa, I got to tell you that our interview at the Pinetree Jamboree in this car was the best interview I did of my whole first year in the YouTube gig.
Aw.
So much fun. And I tell the story often, just casually walking through the pit area and you driving up and say, "Hey, get in the car." Okay. And off we went to make a story a little bit shorter. But tell us a little bit about the car.
Yeah. Well, I want to say I'm so glad that you took the opportunity to come to Pinetree Jamboree, because the best part about it is sharing with people that don't experience this in any other way, or for them to be able to experience it through our eyes or position, which is from the car, right?
Yep.
So for me, when I met Eli, I started out as the passenger. I wasn't into cars. I wasn't into hot rods. We both weren't into hot rods. So for me, this has come through my relationship with my husband, and it has only grown over the years as this large collection has grown over, we've been together for 27 years now, and we have 2 boys, and those boys are just a part of this as much as Eli was growing up. That makes sense, right?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
I'm the mom, the wife who I no longer wanted to be the passenger. And man, I'll tell you what, this is exhilarating. This is just like when I get behind the wheel in my Roadster, I don't worry about anything else. It's just, it's for fun. It's the adrenaline. Not that I'm an adrenaline junkie, but it's just different, right? It's different sitting next to your husband than it is driving your own hot rod. Like,
yes.
I have total faith and trust in my car because it's mine. So I'm not a gearhead, but I can certainly sit in it and say, I need you to check this because this is not right. This is not right. He's like, drive it. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not right. I can't tell you what it is.
Something sounds funny, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it is. And that's why I don't pretend to, but it doesn't mean that I feel any differently about this or I enjoy it any less. So at Pinetree, I've run out of gas a couple times because I don't ever usually park it. So there's a lot of running jokes about Lisa running out of gas. But,
okay. I'll have to pay more attention next year. She did it again, folks.
I think there's a couple more photos out there where I'm seen putting some gas or being pushed. But either way, it's lots of fun. So if you have an opportunity to check us out at Pinetree, this is our 5th anniversary. And I think there's something to be said for events that have been around as long as they have, right? And
Yeah.
they only get better because of the support from people and families who are just looking for something fun to do and want to see something like this continue. So we will be up there September 12th, 13th, and 14th at Winterport Dragway, and we have a lot of special things coming out. We're not ready to roll those out yet as we work with Owl's
secrets.
Head.
You'll have to check in and see it. Yeah, there you go.
But I assure you, this is a year you won't want to miss.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking the time to show us the car, and fond memories in my heart. And I think I got out of it and I said, damn it, Lisa, I'm going to have to build one of these things soon. And it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But it will.
Well, you know what? This car took, it sat for 9 years before we built it in 100 days. So it can take a while. Not everything happens overnight, as we know. But it's awesome that so many of our passengers turn out to be enthusiasts just like you.
Well, I started off, I got my own helmet to wear next year.
That's perfect.
So my big size 8 squash, I got a proper helmet for it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I have a lot of fun. I think this past year was the first year that I actually kicked a couple people or kept passengers out of my car just for a little bit because I had a goal for myself. I have yet to hit 60 miles an hour. I know it sounds silly. I've yet to break 60 miles an hour or hit 60 miles an hour on the track. So that's kind of been just a little personal goal for myself. But other than that, you'll catch my sister riding with me most of the time. People I don't know.
Yep.
So I'm kind of like,
well, we met. Yeah,
yes,
kind of, sort of.
I had the cutest, oh my gosh, she was a friend of Willie's, and I want to say she was like 83. And I was
Yes.
like, yes.
And the boys took them in their truck, too.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just all over like there's people just trading off, and it's like you don't even have to know any of us. It's just get a helmet and ask for a ride.
There you go. All right, Lisa, I won't tie you up anymore. I know you're busy here today, but thanks again, and
thank you.
We'll see you in September.
All right. It's
Thank you. So being a Corvette guy, I had to come and take a look at this one. In here for a little bit of touch-up work, maybe a paint job. The 64 coupe. Cool. He does it all. Get this one from the back corner. Another 32 Ford Highboy. I don't know if I've ever seen a window like that. That's pretty cool. Let the air out of the cab with the top up. Pretty with the white top. And two-tone white and black interior. 32 Ford Highboy. Gotta love it. A lot of people here. Tight spaces. So this is Eli's next year Pinetree Jamboree car. Chopped roof Model A. And he's been working on it. Follow him on Facebook for more information. And cool little mascot on the radiator. Cool little 46, one of the locals. And up here in New Hampshire, you need snow tires to drive them in the wintertime. All right, folks, we're here with Isaac English, and he is, are you the younger or the older of the two boys?
I'm the younger of the two boys.
Okay, so tell me the story, tell me the truck's name and the story behind the truck, because it's got a wicked cool story. And I had a fat finger technical difficulty the last time I talked to you about it, and the audio didn't show up. So now we're getting you live.
So this is the homeschool hot rod is what we're calling it. So what happened was we had COVID and we got kicked out of school. So I was doing a couple online classes and I really like building stuff and tinkering with stuff. And my dad was like, why don't we put a car together and race it? So we looked around at all of our parts out back and we found a cowl, and it was off of a doodle bug that we pulled out of the farm. So this is the only like real original part from the beginning of the build. Alden and I started off by just piecing everything together, cutting the column out of the doodle bug, cutting everything off the frame. We picked up a frame from one of our buddies, which is a frame it's currently sitting on, rear end, and it's actually a new axle because the kingpins blew out. And it started when I was 13, and my brother was 16. It started with a banger and a 3-speed top loader. We went through about 5 of those bangers.
Now, for those that don't know, a banger is
a 4-cylinder motor.
Okay.
And these are V8 motors.
right.
So yeah, we went through about 5 of those, and then we were like, screw it, we're gonna throw a big V8 in it. And this one's bored out 60 over. Every year it changes. Every now and again, we try to make it different every year, just so that people aren't seeing the same thing.
Upgrades and bigger, better, faster.
Yep. Yeah, so we chopped the roof 9 inches. I built this roof out of just wood. Dad and I both built it. So we got chicken wire, and then we got cloth, and then we got this vinyl on top.
Oh, cool.
The seat out of it is actually from a van. I found this seat on the side of the road up there, and I drug it home with the 4-wheeler, and then ran it over with the Jeep. You can actually see the tires, Jeep marks in it. Yeah, it's just
Put it together and
just put it together.
off you go.
And off we went.
And you got school credit for it.
I did get school credit for it. Yep.
That's the cool part.
That's the crazy part. But yeah, it's really famous for being the homeschool hot rod, really, because no other kids were doing this kind of stuff when they were in COVID. Most kids would just stop and play video games, and Alden and I really just wanted to be out working on something, building something, and make something.
And you had a shop here to do it with.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. So awesome. So I found a helmet that'll fit my big squash, and I think I might like stick out my thumb and hitch a ride with you this year up at the Pinetree, because it's cool. Even as a passenger, it's cool going down the track. So thanks, Isaac. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yep. No
And continued success here. What a wonderful shop and a great opportunity for you to learn, I'm sure, from your dad, and a lot of cool stuff going on.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, man. So what did you think of the open house?
I loved it. It's
Love
awesome. It's my 3rd time here. We have free food, everything, good deal.
There you go.
Don't forget, I do cruise night Tuesday nights in Loudon, New Hampshire, every Tuesday for 19 weeks, starting in May.
And what's the location?
The Rusty Lantern Markets in Irving, next to the Speedway Museum.
Okay,
Okay?
I'll try to get there.
Awesome. Big
Thank you, sir.
deal. Appreciate it.
Now take a minute and tell us about the event that you run, the Pinetree Jamboree.
Yep, Pinetree Jamboree is a cool flathead only event that we put on. This is our 5th year doing it. We attract cars from all over the country. It's really becoming its own event. It has its own vibe. We have a lot of followers. The biggest thing about Pinetree Jamboree is I try to keep it entry level so that it's affordable for almost anybody.
Sure.
You can start with a Model 8 coupe for a couple $1,000s. You come and have fun, and it's meant for the person to break into the old car hobby and have a
Sure.
good time and have a place you can see what you can do. And then so we got people that come as spectators. Very often they'll come back next year with a car.
Yeah, I'm raising my hand like I'm going to have to at some point.
And then the following year they come back and they've added speed equipment. They took their 4-cylinder and put a V8 in it. And it's just really cool to see this kind of community that's kind of built around Pinetree Jamboree.
Right, and I like to tell people a lot at cruise nights that you don't need to have a $bazillion car to have fun.
No, yeah, absolutely.
They're nice, and people enjoy seeing them.
Right, and we encourage cars like that to show up too. Pinetree's not just about hot rods. It's about what I'm trying to bring home to people is that it's about antique cars in general. So if you have a stock 1917 Model T, bring it out and race it, because there's other early Model Ts that'll be there. Or if you have a Packard.
Yep.
And you want to race that, because most of the people with cars like that never even thought that they could race them or they should race them.
Sure.
But it really doesn't hurt your car any more than driving it down the street.
Right.
you know, we're not. It doesn't matter if you break speed records or not. It's come out and have fun. It's about
the
having
thrill
fun.
of going down a racetrack.
It is, and it's
Right.
about, and you can race yourself because they have a timing system there, so you can make a pass and go, huh, maybe I can do a little bit better next time.
Right.
And it's the only race you're gonna go to where you see people get down at the end of the race and give a high five while going 43 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well, it was a cool time, and I'll put a link up in the description box, folks, for both the events, for the Pinetree Jamboree and for Eli's shop. You got any questions or needs or wants, or
Right.
give him a shout out, and I'm sure he'd be happy to help you out.
Yeah, I have a website too. You can go to www.pinetreejamboree.com
Yep.
for Pine Tree stuff, and then there's www.traditionalspeedandcustom.com for here.
Sure.
So,
Yep, and I'll put them both in the description box in the video. And again,
Yeah.
thanks for having us. Great to see you again. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. That's all today for Traditional Speed and Custom up here in Pittsfield, New Hampshire. Check them out online. The links to the website will be in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Winter's kind of set in up here in New England for us, but it'll be over soon. And get your projects going, get your cars ready, get out and have some fun. And remember, let's go car cruising. Hey, if you like this video, check out this one that I did on the Pinetree Jamboree. You're not going to want to miss that this year. Check out the video.